Do you call yourself an introvert because you crave being alone? You're comfortable in your own company, and big social events often leave you feeling totally drained. That feeling of needing to hide away and recharge your social battery is deeply familiar. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the label you've worn for so long, this identity of introvert, is actually hiding something else? For some of us, the need for solitude isn't about a natural personality trait. It's not about how our brains are wired for energy. It's a protective shield, a fortress built brick by brick from the hurts of the past. In this video, we're going to explore the subtle, often missed signs that your withdrawal might not be about recharging, but about healing from wounds you may not even know you're carrying. We'll look at the hidden stories of people who realized their retreat into solitude wasn't a preference, but a profound act of self-protection. Before we start, it's incredibly important to say that being a true introvert is completely valid and wonderful. Introversion is a temperament, not a flaw. This video isn't here to question that, but to offer a new lens for self-understanding. Is for anyone who has ever felt their introversion feels less like a peaceful choice and more like a lonely prison. It's about telling the difference between choosing solitude and retreating out of fear. So how do you know if you're a true introvert who genuinely enjoys quiet time, or if you're actually avoiding life and people as a response to past pain? Let's get into the signs that can help you figure it out. The first and most important sign is the why behind your solitude. Ask yourself honestly, when you choose to be alone, are you running to something good, or are you running away from something bad? A true introvert seeks solitude to recharge their energy. It's a positive, restorative process. Social interaction, especially in big doses, drains their battery, and alone time is how they plug back in. Their brain is simply wired differently, possibly with a higher sensitivity to dopamine, meaning they don't need a lot of external stimulation to feel content. For an introvert, solitude feels peaceful, centering, and even joyful. It's a deliberate choice to return to their inner world. Now let's look at the other side, trauma-driven withdrawal. This kind of solitude isn't born from a desire for quiet reflection, but from a deep-seated need for safety. It's not about recharging, it's about hiding. Trauma can rewire your nervous system to see the world as a threatening place. People and conversations can feel inherently risky. In this state, being alone isn't a choice for peace. It's an escape from what feels like danger. It's driven by a fear of being judged, rejected, misunderstood, or hurt all over again. Think about it this way. An introvert turns down a party invitation because they genuinely prefer a quiet night with a book, knowing it will leave them feeling more refreshed. Someone with trauma-based withdrawal turns down the same invitation because the thought of small talk, of worrying about what to say, and the potential for social mistakes fills them with dread. The solitude that follows isn't fulfilling. It's just less scary than going out. One feels like honoring yourself, the other feels like protecting yourself. The answer to that question can reveal a lot. The second sign is what happens after you've been social. How do you recover? The nature of your social hangover can tell you a lot. For a classic introvert, the aftermath of socializing is mostly about energy depletion. They might feel tired, overstimulated, and ready for some quiet. But after a little restorative solitude, they feel refreshed. Their energy comes back, and they're ready to engage with the world again. The experience, while draining, doesn't leave a deep emotional scar. They process it, recharge, and move on. For someone whose withdrawal is a trauma response, the aftermath is much more painful. It's not just about being tired. It's about being emotionally wiped out. Instead of gentle recharging, the time alone is often filled with intense rumination and self-criticism. You might find yourself replaying conversations over and over, analyzing every single thing you said or did. This is often called a shame spiral. You might obsess over a tiny social mistake for days, convinced you've embarrassed yourself forever. This isn't just social awkwardness. It is a sign of a nervous system that has been trained to see social interaction as a place of potential danger. Instead of feeling refreshed after being alone, you might feel even more isolated and exhausted. The solitude doesn't heal. It just becomes an echo chamber for your anxieties. A day of recovery can turn into a week of hiding. You're not just recharging a battery. You're trying to patch up a wound that the social interaction just poked. It's a deep emotional ache that a true introvert's social hangover just doesn't have. Our bodies don't lie. They often tell a story our minds try to ignore. The third sign is about paying attention to the physical symptoms you experience around social events. An introvert might feel a bit of drain before a big event and will definitely feel tired after. The physical experience is generally mild and centered on energy levels. They feel their social battery going down, and the physical sensation is one of growing fatigue. It's a predictable part of their temperament. Trauma-driven avoidance, however, shows up in the body in much more extreme ways. This is because trauma doesn't just live in our memories. It lives in our nervous system. When you're in a situation that your subconscious reads as a threat, even a friendly get-together, your body can go into a survival state. Fight, flight, or, most relevant here, freeze. The freeze response can look like a sudden inability to speak or think clearly. Have you ever been in a conversation and felt your mind go completely blank? You have thoughts, but you physically cannot get the words out. Your throat feels tight. This is a common trauma response. It's your nervous system essentially shutting down to protect you. Other physical symptoms can include a feeling of extreme, bone-deep exhaustion that seems way out of proportion to what you just did. It's not just tiredness. It's a total sense of depletion. You might feel a strange numbness or dissociation, as if you're not fully present in your own body. You're physically in the room, but you've checked out. This isn't a choice. It's an automatic protective shutdown. If your introversion comes with these kinds of intense, involuntary physical responses, the blank mind, the inability to speak, the sudden numbness, it's a strong sign that you're not just managing your energy. You're dealing with a nervous system that is trying to keep you safe from a threat it believes is very real. If any of this is starting to sound familiar, if you're seeing yourself in these signs, please give this video a like. It helps us know this content is helpful, and it helps other people who might be feeling the same way find this video. Your experience is valid, and you are not alone in this. The fourth sign is about your real underlying desire for connection. This is a subtle but incredibly important difference. True introverts, despite the myths, don't hate people. They value connection, but they're selective. They usually prefer deep one-on-one conversations or small group hangs over large, noisy parties. They have a social capacity, but it's a smaller, more intimate one. They enjoy the company of their trusted people, and within those safe relationships, they can relax. They choose solitude, but they don't necessarily feel lonely. They're content with their social life. For the wounded person, the experience is a painful paradox. You desperately crave connection, but you're also terrified of it. You feel a profound sense of loneliness and a deep yearning to belong. Yet, the moment an opportunity to connect appears, an internal alarm screams. Danger. Your fear of being hurt, rejected, or abandoned overrides your desire to connect. This creates a heartbreaking push-pull dynamic. You want to reach out, but you pull back. You want to say yes, but you say no. You feel lonely when you're alone, but you feel unsafe with people. This isn't a preference, it's a conflict. It's what some call the wounded extrovert phenomenon. You may actually gain energy from others, but past experiences have taught you that people aren't safe. So you isolate yourself, not because you enjoy it, but to protect yourself from more pain. While an introvert feels contentment in their solitude, you feel a mix of safety and deep, aching loneliness. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm better off alone," but a part of you whispers, "But I wish I wasn't," that's a sign your withdrawal may be a trauma response. This next sign might seem unexpected, but it's incredibly telling. Pay close attention to how you feel when you're around people who are confident, successful, or just living their lives to the fullest. A genuine introvert, secure in who they are, can usually observe a highly extroverted or confident person without a strong emotional reaction. They might think, wow, they have a lot of energy, but it's a neutral observation. It doesn't trigger feelings of anger or make them feel bad about themselves. They understand that people are different and they're at peace with their own quieter way of being. For someone whose social withdrawal is rooted in trauma, however, being around confident and uninhibited people can be intensely triggering. Instead of neutral observation, you might feel a mix of envy, resentment, and even anger. You might find yourself judging them harshly, thinking they're arrogant, attention-seeking, or too much. This strong negative reaction is often a form of psychological projection. Those people are effortlessly showing a freedom that you secretly wish you had, but feel is out of reach. Their confidence highlights your own insecurities. Their ability to take up space reminds you of all the times you felt you had to make yourself small. The anger you feel towards them is often a deflected form of the pain you feel about your own limitations. It's a defense mechanism. It's easier to judge them as annoying than to face the deep sadness of feeling like you can't be as free as they are. If you have these intense negative reactions to people who are simply living their lives out loud, it might be a sign that you're not just an introvert. You might be a wounded person grieving a part of yourself you've had to hide away to survive. This sixth sign asks you to be a detective in your own life. Think about the origin story of your introversion. Was it always part of you, or did it show up after a specific period in your life? True introversion is a pretty stable personality trait. It's considered to have a strong genetic component, a part of your fundamental temperament. People who are introverted will often say, "I've been this way for as long as I can remember." They have memories of being a quiet child, preferring to play alone or with one or two close friends. Their need for solitude is a consistent thread running through their life. However, personality can be flexible and change over a lifetime, influenced by both genes and environment. Trauma-driven withdrawal, on the other hand, often has a clear starting point. It may have developed in response to things like neglect, instability, or growing up in a home where it wasn't safe to take up space. For a child in a chaotic or critical environment, learning to be quiet and invisible is a brilliant survival strategy. That child might grow up believing they're an introvert, when in reality, they are a natural extrovert or ambivert who learned that being social was dangerous. Think back. Were you a talkative social child who became quieter over time? Did your withdrawal start after a painful event, like a bad breakup, a humiliating experience at work, or a period of intense bullying? Sometimes, a series of painful social rejections can teach even natural extroverts to stop trying. They want to connect, but the fear of being hurt again is just too great. This doesn't mean your personality changed, but that your core self might be buried under layers of protective armor. Your behavior adapted to keep you safe. If you can trace your social withdrawal back to a time of pain, rather than it being a lifelong trait, that is a very strong sign that what you call introversion might actually be an intelligent trauma response that you no longer need. The final sign is a feeling of internal conflict. It's when your actions and your identity just don't feel like they match up. An introvert is generally at peace with their identity. They don't usually spend a lot of time wishing they were an extrovert. They accept that they need alone time and that certain situations are draining. There is a harmony between what they believe, what they say, and what they do. They know what works for them, and they aren't at war with themselves over it. Someone operating from a trauma response often lives with a constant internal battle. There's a disconnect between what you think you want and what you actually do. For example, you might spend all week fantasizing about going out on the weekend. You might even make plans. But when the time comes, you're filled with anxiety and you cancel. This is a classic sign of the split. One part of you craves connection, and another, protective part, sabotages it to keep you safe. This can show up as always putting off social plans, having a one foot in, one foot out attitude in relationships, or having detailed daydreams about a social life you never actually try to have. You might even lie to yourself, saying you chose to stay home, when deep down you know you did it because you were afraid. This internal war is exhausting. Another part of this is the social mask. You might put on a performance where you can be charming and extroverted for a little while, but it feels completely fake, like you're playing a character. Then, when you're alone, you collapse, not just from being tired, but from the sheer effort of the performance. This swing between performing and withdrawing isn't a sign of introversion. It's a sign of a self that's trying to navigate a world it sees as unsafe. If you feel this deep disconnect, as if your life is a constant fight between who you wish you could be and who your fear forces you to be, that is a powerful sign that your wounds are in charge, not your personality. As we've gone through these 7 signs, you may have seen your own story in these patterns. The goal here is not to slap a new, negative label on you. It's the opposite. It's to offer you freedom. Freedom from a label that may not fit, and freedom from the shame that so often comes with it. Recognizing that your social withdrawal is a trauma response is not a weakness. It's a testament to your strength. It's an adaptation, a brilliant strategy your younger self developed to survive. Your nervous system did exactly what it was supposed to do. It protected you. But now, as an adult, you have the chance to gently let that system know that the danger has passed. You can learn to tell the difference between the echo of past danger and the reality of present safety. This understanding is the first step toward real healing. It lets you move from self-criticism to self-compassion. Instead of thinking, "What's wrong with me?" you can start to ask, "What happened to me? And how can I care for that wounded part of myself?" Healing is a journey. It often involves learning to regulate your nervous system, gently challenging your avoidance in small, manageable steps, and finding safe people and places where you can experience connection without fear. It can mean uncovering the authentic you that has been buried underneath it all, and you might find a true introvert, an ambivert, or even a vibrant extrovert waiting there. Did any of these signs hit home for you? Your story is important, and sharing it can be a powerful act of validation for you and for others. If you feel comfortable, please share your experience in the comments below. Reading through the shared experiences of a community can be a powerful reminder that you aren't alone on this path. If this topic has brought up a lot for you, please consider it a sign to seek support. A trauma-informed therapist can provide a safe space to help you untangle these patterns and guide you on your healing journey. This is not something you have to figure out on your own. Thank you for spending this time with us. If you found this video helpful and want more content that helps you understand yourself on a deeper level, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The journey of self-discovery is one of the most courageous you will ever take. Be gentle with yourself.